Good morning. Today we're going to figure out how to prioritize, focus, and improve on the categories of life and the subcategories of life that are really going to get us closer to our goals. I believe this art of focus is about as tough as it gets nowadays with so many options. So we're going to be going over this exercise I like to do with a lot of my clients, coaching clients, where we're just going over the main categories of life. And then additionally, we're going to be placing them on the calendar, and then we're going to figure out how to reflect and make sure that we're heading in the right direction. Enjoy the show. Financially free and enjoy more of what the world has to offer in this action one, because this is where most human beings screw the pooch. So a little one-person trampoline. Very I screen shared it. Like, there's no excuse. Like, phone numbers are just out there. You just got to pick up the phone, smile, and dial. So, good morning, and welcome back to another episode of the Talk Terror Morning Show, where we go over tips, tricks, ideas, and exercises to help make you the absolute best entrepreneur you can be, not only for yourself, but for the people you love and care about most. Good morning, everyone. Let me go ahead and shut the door, and let's get rocking and rolling. How's everyone doing this morning? We're doing pretty good this fun Tuesday morning. Tuesdays are a little busier for me. As you can tell, I am already trying to get things together. I had an idea for the show this morning, and then I scrapped it like last minute, and then I just figured it'd be so much better to just give you guys a real coaching example that I do with a lot of my clients, and one that I go through all the time myself. And it's really helped me take more action. So I wanted to give it back, and hopefully it's some good value to you guys. But really what we're going to do today is we're going to go through this 5-step process. And then additionally, I'm going to write on the board, what's the major category and what are the subcategories of action I want to take every day to make myself feel better, to enjoy life more often. I think it's really incredible how when we can have a good day and we can get this done, we can get this done, and then we keep focusing on that one thing that we didn't get done, and then we just terrorize ourselves, kick the crap out of ourselves, keep talking about, oh, classic, you're not moving forward, you're not making any progress, when if we just sat back and looked a little bit and measured what we were moving closer towards, we'd probably be pretty happy about it. So maybe this is just a reframing, a gratitude, an agency thing that you hear all the time in the world of psychology and mental health. Or it could just be really, you need to get on your horse, and we need to take these action items and really place them on a calendar and figure out a time to do them, and then reflect on why we're not doing it if we're not doing it. So, okay, step number 1, we're going to look at this broad list of categories in life. So I pretty much boiled it down to your business, relationships, and health. Let me go ahead and share my screen. So I have on here, we're just going to run through these real quick. Hopefully they're big enough you guys can see them. I'm going to go ahead and change the screen real quick. No, I don't. That's a little... Yeah, okay, that you can see that better. So this one, the first one is your business. So maybe you want to improve your business. Maybe you want to, and this could be anything under the category of like career. So you want to maybe improve your career. We have some broad topics for that. Maybe you want to improve your relationships. This could be with your friends, family. It could be with your partner. Whatever it is, okay, relationships was our second category we're going to run through really quick. And then lastly, of course, your health. So this could be under mental, physical, and even spiritual, right? We could put that on there. But so the rough categories of life, if you're ever looking for topics for whether you're trying to post social media content, whether you're trying to read more books, if you just go health, wealth, and relationships, that's usually a really good one you can always bank on. So maybe for your business, we have just a list on here that I wanted to include. And if you need this list to be a little helpful, you can always reach out to me. I have no problem with giving you the exercise sheet that I use with my clients. But we go ahead through, and with the client, we'll run through these lists. So strategy and vision, financial management, product, service, and quality, marketing and branding, customer relationships, team development, innovation and adaptation, and efficiency and operations. So in this category, I want you to select one or two that you're trying to improve. One or two, not all 8, right? So I think there's something special about the person. And this is why we're talking about prioritize, focus, and improve, because we're not going to improve every single little detail of our lives all the time. It's just not going to happen. But if we can narrow our focus and then we can pick it, so that's what's going to get us into step 2, is we're going to pick 1 or 2 subcategories for business, health, or relationships. What's up? Step 1. So in this section, before we move on, I'll go ahead and I'll just pick mine. And again, what you're trying to figure out and improve is probably different than me. Maybe you need better customer relations. But for today's sake, I'm going to highlight product, quality, and marketing and branding. These are the 2 things that I'm really trying to focus on. I'm really trying to do and give more examples on. And I'll give more examples on how I'm trying to improve it here in a second. But for this category, for the business section, I have product, quality, and marketing and branding. Only pick 2 at most, preferably 1. We would just pick 1 and then pick an action item to follow it. Next up, we have under relationships. So we have communication, empathy, quality time, trust and honesty, conflict resolution, boundaries, forgiveness. So what do you want to improve on in the world of relationships? Is there any particular one that stands out? You want the one that gives emotional pull, because emotions drive human beings forward. Logic thinking does not make us take action. Emotional feelings, things within us, tend to move the meter a lot faster and a lot quicker. So we want something that's got some emotional pull for us. And for me, that would be, I want to just improve my communication. That's one that I'm trying to improve. Continue to be better at talking with my partner, talking things out, be better at talking to my family members. I want to be better at communicating with people, coworkers, and clients who I'll have the privilege of working with. So we have, for that one, we have communication. Next, we have health, mental and physical, spiritual. So maybe you want to do nutrition, exercise, sleep, stress management, mental health, preventative care, hydration, social support. And so for this one, we're just going to do hydration. I want to drink more water. So you go ahead and you run through these lists, and then you pick 1 or 2, preferably 1 in here. Our examples are going to be focused around my career, because that's where that's where I need the most accountability. There's a good chance that in 1 or 2 of these, I don't need a lot of accountability to continue to work on my relationships and be better. I don't need a ton of accountability when it comes to my health in general, but I need a lot of accountability when it comes to my business. There's just actions I need to take, whether it's social media content, or I'm trying to set up my coaching calls, follow through, do writing for the book, all of this stuff. Like, I need a lot of accountability for that. So that's where my action items and management are focused. So ask yourself, which one do I want to do the best with that I have not been doing the best with? And that's the one that you're going to want to create as much accountability and systems to support you as much as possible. Everyone's different in this, whether you're good at health or you're good at business, whichever one. The one that you want to improve, you're not seeing improvement, those are the ones we really want to dive in and really support. Okay, so product, service, quality. So we went ahead and we got to step number 2. We went and picked 1 or 2 subcategories for each list. So under business, we picked product, quality, and marketing and branding. These are the 2 things that I want to do. Okay. Let's go over to step number 3. I'm going to write on the board. So step number 3 is we're going to create a list of possible action items to help support this. So what is the actual action item that we want to do? Because we want to be able to check back in with these and think, okay, am I getting closer? Am I getting better? Am I getting closer or farther away to my number 1 goal? So under this, we talked about product. So we had product, And then we also had marketing. I will go ahead and I just put these categories side by side, but this could be anything. This could be under your health. This could be under the nutrition category. This could be under the sleep category. Doesn't matter. But we want to select the ones that mean the most to you right now. So if you're just now joining us, good morning, good morning. We had a list on here, and I'll go ahead and put in the comments a list of the categories of life here later. But once you pick the categories that you want to improve, now we're going to take some action items and put it underneath that. So here is a list of some of my action items. So if you can't read my handwriting. So my list of efforts, I'm trying to improve at least 3 of these daily. We'll get into that, how that's important here in a second. But under marketing and branding, and be social media. Social media. So we're on social media right now. Part of me making sure I have a good day, I feel good about my life, I'm moving in the right direction, is that I am enhancing my social media presence. I'm posting content. I'm coming up on here. I'm telling you, I'm the best coach in the market. And if you want to work with a real pro, you talk to Tanner. We're just coming on social media day in and day out, trying to have value and quality to help people be better people. And hopefully you'll refer your friends, your family, your coworkers to hopefully come work with me. And I have the privilege to do that someday. So marketing, we want social media posts. The next up we have for product would be my website. Continue to improve one small thing on it today. It's actually live right now where you can go to check it out. Let's go ahead and screen share that. So we might as well. So I add to my screen. Let's go to the website. I love those fave icons that you can use this. You use this for the home page, but this is a quick description of me talking about what's available on the website. These are the 3 services that I offer. And additionally, just some small meet and greet stuff. But you can always book a call with me if you have any questions about life stuff you're trying to improve. This is how you're going to get a hold of me. And of course, we have the Saturday morning newsletter pop up, so you can sign up with your email and your name, and you can get my weekly newsletter as well. But I'm trying to do things that improve that day in and day out, whether it's the redirects, small little stuff, improving the text, anything like that. We want to continuously improve that. Okay, so get that off of there. That's for the website. Make sure to go to talktotanner.com or tell your friends to if they want to hear more about my coaching options or our class options or the stuff that you were able to see on the screen. Next up, after website improvement, we have product improvement. So our product, and for me, the product improvement is my class. You can take a class with me called the One Page Life Plan. You get a workbook. You get tutorial videos, breathing exercises. You get to communicate with me daily through WhatsApp. It's a phenomenal class, and that one's called One Page Life Plan. So I want to be improving, whether that's the copywriting or I'm just looking at the exercises. I've redone those tutorial videos so many times I can't even describe it, but I just want to keep reading, watching them, improving them, making them better. And the sweet treat is I get to go through them, and it helps improve my life as well as hopefully yours if you take the class someday. So that was under product. And additionally, we have prospecting. This is just trying to get more clients. So this is the 4th one this is the 4th under marketing. So we're just trying to prospect. We're just trying to prospect to get more clients, and I mainly do this through calls. Calls, DMs. So I'm just calling old folks who I've had the privilege of talking to or coaching in the past, or I'm calling people who I used to go to college with, whoever. I'm trying to reach out to these people, prospect, tell them about my social media, and my social media will hopefully allude them to tell them more about my website, and my website tells them more about the product, the plan. So you can see how this stuff all works together, but we want to just make a list of action items that we are able to take. So step number 3 in this process, if you're still following with us this morning, And you can always rewatch every single video I ever do is on YouTube. It's on there. It's on there for life. If we're ever moving too fast, you can always go back and rewatch it on YouTube in full for the full exercise. But so we go back, we got our list for step number 3 of the action items. So these are the action items you want to do every day. These are the action items that are going to get you closer to your number 1 goal. These are the action items. This could be working out on here. This could be reading a book. This could be sleeping 8 hours a day. Whatever healthy habit that you pulled or you wanted to really work on from the big list of our categories of life, then you're going to want to get it down onto the action items. So after we have these action items, so now that we have the 4 pieces on here that we just went through, this is my list for reference. Step number 4 is going to include us going to a calendar. So we're going to go to a clean slate calendar. I want you to take your list. This was my list of just a reference. I want you to take this list, and then I want you to slap on and put times on when you're going to do them. So for social media, I literally do this right now. So this could be a task. It can be an event. I like Google Calendar. I think it's the easiest one to use. So shout out to Google, but we're using you today. If you use Windows, or if you use iCalendar through Mac, whatever one you want, they all pretty much function the same. I just personally prefer Google. They do not pay me, but Google, if you want to pay me someday, please, I would love to take your money. Okay, so social media stuff. We'll do the morning show. So we have the morning show underneath there. And then right after the morning show, I do shorts and edits. I do shorts and edits for this show, and exactly, but we just want to place it on the calendar. So we have our tasks, and we just want to place it on the calendar. So next up, we would have product development. That's usually when I have an hour or so before some coaching stuff. And well, actually today's Tuesday. I have coaching sessions right after, right at 10 a.m. But for tomorrow at that time, I am open. So it'd be product development. And then let's go website. So product development and or website, we want to do either one of those. So maybe we want to edit it. And how long do you want to do it? Do you want to do it for 30 minutes? Do you want to do 10 minutes, 15 minutes? You can customize it to whatever the heck you want. So that's the nice thing about these things. If we're not doing it at all, we should probably start with like 15 minutes. And if we're starting to gain some momentum and we're getting better, 30, possibly 45, an hour. For me, I'm doing an hour and a half on this stuff before I go over and I do something else for one of my other businesses. So I have until 11:30, but you can color if you want to customize and you want to color code this. This is actually one of my classes. In my book that's about to be released, we customize full calendar. So you really have your perfect week that you want, but this is just good practice. So we go ahead and we fill out a calendar day. So you have your items. So in step number 3, if you were still following along, we picked out the items, the action items that we want to take. Next, we place them on the calendar. And so the following week, what you would want to do is you would want to come back to this calendar. So step number 5, this is probably the most important step. So please don't skip this or not do it, because it's absolutely crucial. And this is what actually creates positive change and momentum in the future. When we come back the next week, look at your calendar and ask yourself, did I do this? What was working? What was not working? And this is why coaching, I believe, is so important, because I do things throughout the week and I try to piece together what I'm doing for the week. And this is never going to be perfect, right? It's never going to be 100%. I can probably take this off for a second. My calendar is never going to be 100% my actions versus the calendar, but I want to come back and be like, did I do this? Did I do what I said I was going to do? If I could talk this morning, did I do what I was going to say I was going to do? I keep tripping up on that. And if there's a gap, if I fell short, it's probably a great opportunity for me to ask, okay, was I too busy with something else? Are my priorities straight? Do I need to make changes? Do I need to change it? It's like, yeah, I hear this so often. I can't work on this because I have this going on. And then I'm like, do you want to be doing that? And I'm like, no, I actually don't. It's like, okay, we need to figure out a way to stop doing that so we can have the opportunity, the energy, and the time and the capacity to do what it is that we want to be doing. We have to change in order to change. But this review reflection stuff is so amazing for just learning about yourself, learning about your actions, the self, the function of the self, like the internal dialogue that's going on with the self. Because if we're not acting in alignment with who we are and what we truly want, yeah, I'm telling you, it is miserable. It is suffering. It is this is why anxiety and panic attacks are running wild. People are overstimulated and we're not acting in alignment with who we truly want to be. And I believe that's taking action towards our biggest and our best goals. So a quick little rundown just to get in, just to make sure that we have this. Today's exercises was to really help with prioritizing, focusing, and improving. And we went over the main categories of life. We had our business. Okay, if I can. Okay, so we had our business. Let me zoom out maybe. Good morning. Okay. So we had our business, we had the main categories for that, and we had our relationships categories for this. Then after we picked a couple, we had our health, we had some categories for this. And after we picked a few of them, then we created these subcategories and we wrote them down. And then we made, for step number 3, we created a list of what we wanted to do with these. So behind me, you'll be able to see the list that we wanted to create. Step number 4 was we put all this onto a Google Calendar, just a time and a place. That's all we want. We just want a time and a place. So we put it on the calendar. And then lastly, we reviewed the following week, the following Sunday. Instead of drowning in football, we looked at what we did. Care a little bit less about these NFL superstars and more about our business and our health and our relationships, right? Who would have thought that that would be really helpful for productivity? Of course, before I get out of here, this was my list of reference of the things that I'm really trying to do, is a bonus. Go ahead and get this off though. So the bonus is the opportunity we have to stop beating ourselves up. So say if you woke up late today and you were in a rush, say if you didn't put out the content that you wanted to, say if you didn't make the sales calls that you wanted to, say if someone said something mean to you, it's not all sunshine and rainbows 24/7. We got to stop beating ourselves up and dive back into the healthy work that's really going to help us get closer to what we want to do and achieve. Because no one gives a shit. Turns out nobody cares. It's so cold-hearted, but it's just so true. It could be your closest friend, and they have all their own stuff going on. They can't do this stuff for you. They just can't. They can't work out for you. They can't figure out your business problems. They can't do all of this stuff. And that's great, because if they did it for you, it wouldn't mean anything anyway. So nobody's going to be doing this for us. We have to do it. And this process, I've found this 5-step process to work really well, actually, because it just makes you do just this. You have to prioritize what's important, what's not important, get rid of the crap that sucks, focus. And then when we focus and just take some action, it's bound to improve. And I had a little detail on here that I aim to improve at least 3 on my daily list. So if I do 3 of these 4 things that I wrote out, 75%, just to see, I always feel amazing. I have yet to have a bad day when I get some social media stuff done, when I work on my product, when I reach out to some people, when I'm just following up, when I'm doing some branding, some marketing, when I'm doing these things that I know are really important to me. Every single time I at least just hit like 3 of them, and I know I can answer that question. Did I get 1% better today? I always feel pretty good. And so that works for me. What works for you? I don't know. It could be half of the things. It could be half of the list. You could make a big list, do half of it, feel amazing. You could make a short list, do it, guarantee you do it, and that makes you feel amazing. Either way, the goal and the hope is for us to stop beating ourselves up, just make the changes necessary, not emotional about it. We'll make the changes. What's happened, and just stop beating ourselves up so bad, because we're our own worst critic. The world isn't out to get you. Everyone just wants to get rich and get a bunch of attention. That's all everyone wants. But that's individual, right? So it's up to us to earn it for ourselves, and just realize nobody cares. I have found that I got a lot of peace from realizing that nobody cares. But I know sometimes that can sound heavy to people, but to me, it just seems so true. So that's for you to realize. Do you really think anybody else cares what we're doing? And maybe this ideology, this philosophy can just help us let go of all that extra weight that's maybe keeping us from doing what it is we want to do, because we think somebody might think less of us. Nobody's thinking less of you. Nobody even cares. Might say something snooty, but they'll probably move on to whatever hell they're working on. And only hurt people hurt people. Well, friends, that's all we had for today. I hope this exercise was helpful. Help boiling down, exercising it. If you need anything, if you want to reach out to me, you can always get a hold of me through my website. Just talktotanner.com. Straightforward, easy to go right there. I'll go ahead and I'll leave one. There's a link in the description before, but if you want, you can just schedule a call with me on here or wherever you want. Hopefully we can help you achieve your best business goals, close the gap of where you are today and where you want to be tomorrow. And in case you needed to hear it, I love you. You're a badass. You got this. Let's prioritize. Let's make a small list of things we can do and improve today, and take some action, baby. So you guys all have a good one. I got to bounce. I got a big, busy day myself today. So cheers, friends. Love you all. I'll catch you on the next one. Bright and early at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow morning. Peace.